So, I wanted to make a quick correction to a past video I made about G.K. Chesterton, who I called C.K. Chesterton. Now, that video was made for a special person that enlightened me to the reality of Christianity as a lifestyle. Okay? Now, what I want to point out, that video is also meant to deal with religious addiction, to explain religious addiction, although not to explain it, but to talk to somebody about it without talking to them about it. The point with religious addiction is religion becomes an addiction when it stands in the way of rationality. Now, this particular person is quite a rational person, quite a smart person, although they had begun to become, I would say, they allowed religion to replace rationality. Now, this person is also a third positionist. Now, why does this become a problem? Well, because in order to counteract the social decline in Western civilization, we need to embrace religious values to the same degree as a religious fanatic, but we cannot allow the supernatural nature of the religion or the concepts that stand in the way of materialism to get in the way of our rationality. So what happens is people, a lot of people, and I've seen this way back when, and it doesn't have to be Christianity. In fact, a lot of times it's not Christianity. A big one is paganism. I see a lot more people become irrational over paganism and start allowing the paganism to replace their rationality. But what's important that people understand is this. Now, I'm going to leave a link to a video about religious addiction written by an Anglican, a book written by an Anglican priest is mentioned called When God Becomes a Drug. Now, I became aware of this book when I was kind of told by a friend of mine that was concerned about me. When I was younger, I used to smoke a lot of pot and drink a lot of alcohol, and somebody encouraged me to go to what's called Alcoholics Anonymous, okay? I didn't care for it, and I didn't do it, but at Alcoholics Anonymous, I couldn't stand the kooky religiousness of everybody at Alcoholics Anonymous. And there was a gentleman there that happened to be a former priest, a Catholic priest, that quit being a priest because he saw the perversion, the immorality, the everything that's bad with the Catholic Church. He even quit being a Catholic, actually. But he told me about the book, telling me I was right. These people are nuts. They're high on God, is how he put it. And he turned me onto the book, When God Becomes a Drug. And I read it, and I liked it. And the problem is, when people realize... See, my thing was, I was raised as a Satanist. I've never had the problem of having religion replace my rationality, because that's not who I am as a person. I'm a very rational person, and also I wasn't raised either way. I wasn't raised to be religious, I wasn't raised to be anti-religious, I'm just me. So, what happened was, I fell into the same trap as everybody else, and although I was a Satanist, so I believed in pantheism, I believed God is basically the universe, I also began to become very aggressive toward Christianity, which didn't change until years later when I read the book Rediscovering Catholicism, although I'm not a Catholic. Now, what happens is people allow... See, this is the thing. My mother became a very obsessive Catholic toward the end of her life. I would say the end 15 years of her life, she became fervently Catholic. And what happens is these people allow the religious... They can't go against the religion. So, for example, with all these horrific molestations of children, nuns molesting girls, priests molesting boys, priests molesting girls, everything. My mother's defense, she would go, and this is not even a joke, when I brought it up, because she goes, well, what religion should I be? And I go, well, the religion that doesn't molest children might be a good start. So her defense was, well, they molest little girls too. This is the way that somebody with religious addiction rationalizes things. They have to rationalize everything. Many of them simply just turn a blind eye to what's bad. Now, the video is going to explain religious addiction better than I could, but the thing with C.K. Chesterton or G.K. Chesterton, and I really hope this person watches my channel, she knows who she is. What's really sad is when very brilliant people that could play a very important role in fixing what's wrong with society, especially those that are educators, okay, what they need to understand is you cannot allow religion to replace rationality. And the reason why is, and this is the thing, like G.K. Chesterton, not C.K. Chesterton, a fat, bulbous, stupid pig by any other name is still a fat, bulbous, stupid pig. Because what happens is one has what's called a confirmation bias. And they like some of the things that G.K. Chesterton says, but they ignore the fact that he was a drunkard, and that he was a glutton, and they avoid the fact that these things are against Christianity. And this is why I say I got in an argument with a Buddhist too that was whining, this is years ago, whining that his guru wasn't guiding him properly. So I explained, I go, look, your only guru should be Buddha. And the same is true with Catholicism. The only guiding force in Catholicism should be Catholicism, the lifestyle of Catholicism. And this is what I like about positive Christianity, the concept of uniting Catholicism, evangelical Christianity, and Protestantism on what's common. But to go further would be to embrace a pantheistic Christianity, as I've talked ad nauseum with Pierre Teilhard de Chardin. It is the culture of Christianity. The true God, the universal God, is universal. It's not confined to one religion. And that's what confuses people, because they always want to think that their religion is the right religion, their religion is the best religion. But in reality, and I will say this, Christianity as a lifestyle and as the values that we need to accept if we're to save Western civilization is probably the best set of values. But you still need to understand that it is a tool. Religion was a tool originally to liberate man, to help understand the universe. And it has been perverted by clergy, and it has been perverted by greed and everything else. So I'm going to leave that link in the description, and that's about it for this video.